Okay, here we are again. Just thought I'd start off letting everyone know that my husband has another YouTube channel, and when I went from his YouTube channel into the search engine to try to find my YouTube channel, per exactly channel name, Cat's Coffee Conspiracy, nothing. Nowhere, page after page. And then they started bringing up Jimmy Kimmel, everything but my exact name for my channel. So just right off of the get-go, anyone who creates a new channel, you don't even get the privilege of having anyone find it. So, I mean, yesterday I had 3 people watching me, and I'm stunned. Who would? How could you even have found me? So, all right. Start off here with, as we know, Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani have been sued by Dominion, and many people are saying this is a good thing because of the discovery requests that will come consequently from the suit. This is in fact true. I've been involved in lawsuits, and why not have your opponent file the costs, the filing fees for the lawsuit? And as soon as they've done that, you can countersue. And then there's, before it ever even goes to the court system, which this never will, you request document requests, discovery. And now, since they're being sued, they can ask Dominion for a plethora of information. I personally don't think anything's going to go with this, that it was just a publicity stunt for the media and for the uninformed left to say, see, there's Dominion's wonderful. That ha ha ha, crazy Giuliani's being sued. A lot going on with the White House, and I'll tell you, I can't help but think that the impression to me is that this is a fascist government takeover by China. Uh, we do have that picture of Biden with that Chinese man behind him, and he's got on a pin, and they've tracked that pin down, and it is in fact from Chinese nationalist. Now I realize that that could be a Photoshop. We have to now we have no idea what's true and not true. What a way to live! And we've also got the deep state, deep fake deep fake videos that are coming out. So who knows? But all I can do is let you know that image does exist. They White House has come out, again permanently closed. Said that they're going to make the barbed wire fence permanent. And I did a quick search this morning for other countries where their state's capital, their housing of their government authority is wrapped up in barbed wire and soldiers circling it. Even the Kremlin doesn't have that. Very generally, it's some of the images that would come up with this image were when there was a takeover or a coup. Everyone has to understand this is not normal. Uh, our culpability and belief in being told it's really absurd. Um, so then people are looking at the live feed of the White House, and around midnight the whole thing goes dark, and it does go dark, but there's activity going on, weird activity in the wee hours of the morning. I watched one this morning. There looks like there's been something's been built recently. It looks like a parking ramp garage that's kind of in front of the White House. Someone uploaded pictures of the men working there and building. It's all shiny new and white. And at night, there's people in black all on top and going down and going into the White House. Now everything's dark, save a light that's shining on this like parking ramp structure. And all these, they appear to be all black cars, like SUVs, boom, boom, going by. So then I thought, well, what would be a logical explanation for this? Is it the people leaving the White House from work and they all leave at the same time in the dark? And I thought, is it likely they all have black cars? Is it likely that they would all be, so orderly? But that definitely is happening. We can see this. All right. This is not a deep fake. This is, a video. So it's going dark. I think some on the left are saying, oh, Biden's doing that for energy efficiency. Well, does that make any sense? I know that for security and safety, I keep my lights on around my home. Why would you turn all the lights off at the White House? Very odd. Uh, where's Pence? Where's Pence? Someone came out and said he's in the Virgin Isles on vacation, on a much needed vacation. But he's definitely not around, is he? He's certainly, it's something, someone who in that position has had absolutely nothing to say to the people. He's not, again, notice how he's not suppressed. His Twitter feed's there. He can get on, he could go on the news and say something, couldn't he? He's absolutely silent. I find that odd. Of course, we know what he had done. He was standing next to Biden. Pence was standing next to Biden in the inauguration, or was it Roberts? An interesting thing here about this impeachment. And it's so difficult for me to listen to these things, but Schumer was on and said that it's completely unconstitutional to not impeach the president based on the Constitution, and the despicableness to not impeach it's so outrageous. And then another individual reads the Constitution. I have a Constitution here. The verbiage, again, with legal verbiage of words, they tend to mean exactly what they say. It's fairly clear. And impeachment is shall be, meaning only will be used to remove from office. So this is why you're hearing people say it's not constitutional to impeach the president, because if you can do that, well, then I think we ought to impeach Obama. Why not? Or we should impeach, go backwards and do these impeachments. So see why I named my channel cats. Whenever I come out on here, they just are like, "What's she doing? We gotta bug her." I find it funny. Okay, so interestingly, with the impeachment, the Constitution also says that the Chief Justice of SCOTUS shall, not may, can, shall preside. Chief Roberts said no. All right, he said, Now that's interesting. He may know the Constitution so well, and he could know that, that could be maybe that's a offense if he did such a thing, that could be, grounds for his removal. And what do the Democrats do? They say, so what? We're going to have a senator preside. Democrat. So the Democrats did the first impeachment with zero evidence within 24 hours. It's not supposed to be done that way either. Now they want to bring it here, and it's supposed to be because the Supreme Court is supposed to be partial. Ha ha ha! We've all learned that's not true. And the chief of the Supreme Court generally is like the ruler. He's the arbitrator. He's the glue, and he's not going to do it. So they're saying, so what? We're gonna install a Democratic. So what? And so you've got, this is completely all indicative of a fascist takeover. Fascism is a forcibly subduing opposition and criticism we're under a fascist takeover. Now, I know some people who are 16+1 are saying, they're still holding on to this thread, this thin, microscopic thread of hope, which, trust me, when I have a really rough day, I'm like, maybe I'll, always is, hope springs eternal. It's always good to have hope, but what we can see with our eyes, it's not happening. And then you've got people out there calling for DEATH to all traders. And I'm like, I've been saying this from the get go, be careful whom you call that. Because in England, see, no one knows history anymore. That was all part of the plan and how we founded our country, hence why they took down the 1776 project, which showed Americans how our country was formed. Biden took that out in the first 10 minutes of his administration. Trump had a big report done, a historical report was available from the White House, and Biden removed that 10 minutes, and then they changed the gender pronouns on the White House page. Yeah. So the persecution that was happening in England, there was two, while we formed our country, there was two pieces there. One was the religious persecution from the Catholics. And then the second is that if you went against the king, you were called a traitor, and that could just be almost foreseen as anything. And you were hung and killed or quartered and murdered. And the persecution became so severe that you couldn't say, and this is fascism, dictatorial governance, when you can say nothing against the ruler or you'll be murdered. Hello, people. You're not in a free society. You know, I would sometimes make a joke. What country's going to come save us now? If we saw this happening to Germany, and you know, all this evidence came out, which I watched, and they, you know, the media, the machine that's perpetuating all of this, are saying that if you question the ELECTION, you are a DT, domestic blankety blank. You can't question it. This is fascism. You can't even question it. You can't speak the words because the algorithm will remove you. I've got one viewer here. I don't know if it's a person, could be a YouTube monitor, could be somebody from YouTube just making the decision if when I type in my channel name, it's no place you can, and I've only made 3 videos. I used to do all the SEO, website development for my husband on YouTube, and I knew, you know, if you made good content and you tagged it correctly, and if you know, linked it to another outside source and you built it all, you would get garner, you know, good results. And my husband's business was really built this way. Now, no, doesn't matter, because there is no, you know, it's not merit-based any longer. It's not, it's class-based. You know, it is class-based. So if you're you know, a builder and you want to make your little YouTube channel, well, you're going up against the big corporations. Again, a fascist element. That is when corporations and government protect one another. And we've just seen that now with the GameStop. Now the government came in. Biden's Secretary of Treasury halted sales of the stocks, not just with the app of Robinhood. I believe there's 5 or more others. Robinhood's going to take the fall. Okay. And this woman who's in the Secretary of Treasury, and that's why you have to be suspicious, you know, was this, you know, was this a setup? There was a lot of investors that dumped in large amounts of money to cause that stock to go up. It just wasn't the little guy in the basement, and how they're mocking the American people with their $600 checks. Trust me, it wasn't just a $600 check individuals who did this. It was people who purchased millions of dollars worth of GameStop, which caused that to go up. All right. Elon Musk purchased some. One of the investors, they call them retail investors, that would be I would be a retail investor. I'm a normal person, not a, not with an investment fund, but that the government comes in and stops. Think of it. I mean, a lot of people don't understand the stock market. They prevent you from buying. So what's the only thing you can do? Sell. And what did the hedge funds need everyone to do? Sell, not buy, because buying would drive the market up, and then their losses would be higher. So, and they frightened everybody with, everyone's like, what the hell's going on? My app says this, and Miranda was getting emails, and all this is going on, and people panicked and started to sell. And now the hedge funds were able to recoup their shorts. There's misinformation. I don't know. We don't know what's true. Some say that the hedge funds recovered their shorts. My daughter brought up whatever, some type of demographic data, and it was on there that within a microsecond, two dumps were 45,000, exact number 45,866, twice within microseconds. So there was 80,000 shares that were sold like this right after this event happened. That was the hedge fund people. Because there's a halt of buying, so the price is going to be stable. All right, let's get out now at $200, $300. They're still taking huge losses, but they didn't want, if that stock went up to 2,000, the one company, Melvin, it is called Melvin, bankruptcy. So, and then they borrowed money from other hedge funds, and then some of them had to borrow money from banks. So this is a bigger thing than people know, not talking about a lot. It's confusing. The average Joe doesn't understand stock. I certainly don't, although my grandfather and uncle were in the markets. My brother, been always distrustful of it. I don't believe in gambling. I didn't like the gambling nature of it all. Just didn't care for it. So that's neither here nor there. That's irrelevant. So back to the White House. The her name is, she's a Republican from Georgia. I believe she's the gal who's filing the articles of impeachment against Biden. They're calling him Biden because they accidentally keep calling him Obama, and impeachment articles against Harris. She's walking in the Capitol halls, live videoing herself, and Cori Bush, you can hear him down the hall screaming at her, and she's going, this is what we have to put up with. This is how it is around here now. And she then responds back, and he was aggressive. He goes on to Twitter. He didn't know she was live streaming. He goes on to Twitter and makes the claim that she attacked him, that she viciously attacked him. I'm guessing. And she releases the video and go, see the lies? See the lies? And this is, again, the technique, the policy. It's like someone punches you in the face and your nose is bleeding, and then they start screaming all around to everyone at the top of their lungs, and their comrades scream with them, she punched me, even though I'm the one with the evidence of the blood coming out. And then I have live video feed of you punching me. But you scream so loud, so often, and then CNN picks it up and says, oh, that's what happened. He punched her or she punched him, the opposite. But because on my end, I have no media sources other than my little video, which is suppressed by YouTube, what's going to be the perceived truth? The lie. And this is what we have. This is what's going on. And we can go, oh, and then we'll clean up our nose, and then we're like, no, he punched me. And they're like, you're crazy. You're wrong. And then you get more and more agitated, more and more upset. That's what we have. This is the world we are living in right now. And to think that anybody voted for this, and that was another piece I wanted to bring up. There are a lot of Twitter tweets, people saying, oh my God, I didn't think Biden was going to do all this. Yeah, they're getting impacted. And then I saw one tweet said, maybe Trump was the good guy. Maybe we were duped, because look what's happening. 40 executive orders. I'm expecting it to go into 200. He's going to rule by executive order. This is what a dictator does. This is why the White House is closed. This is why he's not filling his positions. This is why it's all because they're thinking, I'm guessing this is the justification. Well, we own everything anyways, and we've got it, and why even bother? Just stamp, 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 stamp. Whatever I say goes. And that's just, this is why it's a fascist takeover, period. Now, I watched a video this morning, and the man, had to be on Rumble. He said, don't worry, this isn't a fascist takeover by China. Well, sure the hell looks like it, This looks like a bottle of water. You might tell me it's my cup of coffee, but, it still looks like water to me. And he's saying, no, and this is that sliver of hope with the 16+1. No, the martial law was declared and the Insurrection Act was declared before, Mr. Rumpros left. And, the military's in control. I'm like, oh, that's for damn sure. Now they, the cruelty, they moved all the I'm going to call militia. I'm going to, the military that was inside the White House. They lined them all up on the fence, outside of the fences with their, completely, real lethal weapons. You know why they did that? Because the pro-life march was going to come there, and those pro-life women who don't want babies killed are a threat to the White House. Yeah, they moved all those armed soldiers for a pro-life march that's been going on for how many years? There's never been an act of violence, but I mean, really, that's why they moved the guards outside. And that barbed wire, the barbed wire, razor wire, at one point, was it on the inside? They made real sure now it's on the outside. At one point I thought I saw it where it was kind of central, but yeah, that's going to stay. That's staying permanently. You find me another country where their officials are lined, where the perimeter is lined with military guards, barbed wire and fencing and tank. You show me another country. Show me a country. I'm looking it up. I'm trying to find it. I did see one that fascist takeover coup. So what, and the claim is it's against the people of America. So, many say, and I'm going to say too, maybe 100,000 people probably did vote for, Rumpost. We all saw the garbage trucks filled with ballots that were just for, him. I mean, that evidence was out there. I know they've erased it all, but we know what we saw. Then we're going to be, called crazy. But don't forget, just like in 1984, 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is going to be 4, no matter if you got a gun to my head or what you do to me. If you try to keep telling me that 2 + 2 is 5, I'm one of those people who's going to say habitually, no, it's not, it's 4, because I know it to be so. So 100 million Rumpro supporters, and looks like some of the left is going, what the hell's happening here? Because there's this brief unification here with the GameStop. And the government is saying that we're the enemy, that they are protecting themselves from half of America. So the war will be against Americans. And this is very frightening, and it should be, and you should be scared. I am, because You know, what are the markers going to be? Those who wear 4 masks. I can't wait till I see my first person wearing 3 masks out there, and they will. This is what's so heartbreaking. Oh, and now, I mean, this is the big joke. I swear that they're like the Trading Places people, and this is all, how far can we make them go? Now let's stick a stick up their ass, see if they'll take that. Literally, take it up your ass. You'll do whatever we tell you to do. Why? Because we say so, and it's all coming out of China. It's all coming from China. Who says we must stick swabs up our ass now? China. When China showed us the protocol, the whole world followed China's lead. They locked people in their homes. Now, it didn't go that far. Will it go that far? Absolutely. Now that China controls America, where they lock people in, they starve to death. A granddaughter was found with her grandfather laying in his arm, and they were starving to death because they locked him in their house from the outside. The military came in and barred them all in, closed them in. Does anybody know this? That's what China did. They have drones flying everywhere. If you even stepped outside of your yard for a breath of air, they came and ordered you in, or they threw you in a paddy wagon and took you off. And then what? Organ harvesting, they call it, disappeared. And we took that lead. Well, that seems like a good protocol for this virus. And I did more research on viruses. I'm going to do a video. Maybe I'll stop this one, but I want to do another video on viruses and the carbon piece. I told you all organic life has carbon. And what do they want to do? They want to reduce the carbon footprint. They want to reduce life. And us imbeciles, uninformed idiots who don't even get a basic education from, biology, because it never was about learning. It was always about regurgitation. All right. And you can skirt by real quickly in that school system without, nobody cares to remember anything. It's not relevant. Who cares? But all life forms, all organic life forms have a carbon atom. Carbon. All. If it doesn't have carbon, it's not alive. It's not organic. And we've got the global elites and the Green New Deal and the Great Reset saying we need to reduce our carbon footprint. Use your carbon footprint. And what are they doing? What do you breathe out? There's carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. This is what, as I'm talking right now, I'm breathing in oxygen. It's filtered through the system. The oxygen is, all the beauty of it. And then we blow out what comes out is carbon dioxide or monoxide. I'm going to do something more specific on that. And then what happens with that toxic gas? That's what plants breathe in through photosynthesis. Everything on a plant is the pores and everything. It takes that in. Just like we need oxygen, the plants need that. And then what do they exhale? They take in the carbon dioxide, monoxide, breathe that all in, and they put out oxygen. So when you take out carbon dioxide, you will also kill the plants. You will kill all life. So this is this where, I question, are they human? What the hell is going on? Yeah, let's a Green New Deal. Well, it's actually a death deal. It's green. It will be black because without carbon dioxide, all the plants will die. All the plants will die. Yeah. I see plants dying all the time. Definitely death. They're just all shriveling and becoming dark and black. We need the sun. They need the sunlight. Bill Gates calls for dimming the sun. Well, the plants will all die. They need sun, photosynthesis. It's the number one thing you learn in biology. Photosynthesis, anybody remember that? Simple process. Sun, water, And then carbon dioxide from mammals. So let's dim the sun, reduce your carbon footprint. And that's the Green New Deal. That's death to the planet. They want to save the planet. Everything they say is opposite. They want to kill the planet. They want to kill the planet. One might ask why. Because it's the fallen angels of Lucifer, his third of angels making war on God and his creation. That's why. Because they will win at all costs. This is God's creation, and they want to destroy it because God is the creator and Lucifer is the destroyer. And then I'm going to say this too. All the Satanists and Luciferians out there, because you're everywhere crawling around. Freedom of religion. Why not just come out and say what you are? Why pretend you're a Catholic or a Christian? Why pretend? You know, be brave. Let everybody know that you're a Satanist. You know, why not? Freedom of religion. Why not just, yeah, I'm a Satanist. Embrace it. Be proud. Why are you hiding it? Why are you hiding your religion? Right? Luciferianism is wrapped all up in Catholicism. Jesuits, big connection there. Okay, I'm going to say over and out. I'm going to do a video on the viruses.